My question first is to you, Klaas. Just give me an idea of what this day is all about. What happened today? What is the whole occasion about?
Johan, I'm going to try and see if I can give it to you accurately. Uh, the crosses has been presented, uh, and I'm not sure. I don't know if you can see anything here behind me.
Yes, I can.
Uh, there's the crosses that's been presented, which will be handed over to the families tomorrow.
Yeah,
Christoph Conradi, her parents, Christo and Christoph Morrison, were murdered in the Free State last year. She's the hostess, and she's going to hand over the crosses to the families. The families were here. There's a lot of families that sadly couldn't make it, but they will get information or will get media from us with regards to what happened here tonight. We had a couple of songs by Dean Chauncey, who's got a specific passion for the White Cross Monument.
yes.
Then Donnie from the West Station was also here, but he wasn't on the lineup for tonight. It was just basically a get together for the people to see what's happening and to uh, familiarize themselves with the White Cross Monument. And then, of course, the spectacular uh, sight of the lights here behind me. If I can show the viewers that,
Yeah.
uh, that's basically what it's all about. Everybody has gone home. Everything is busy quieting down, and we in the process, almost in the process of switching off generators and then tucking in for the night.
Now, we've spoken before, Klaas, and I want to say to our viewers and listeners as well that Klaas has assisted me in getting hold of victims to talk to the actual victims of farm murders in the past. And um, I was touched by how it's difficult to say this, touched by Klaas's not only commitment, his deep passion for what he's doing, but also the effect that all of this has had on you throughout the years, Klaas. Uh,
Yes,
how did you experience today? I mean, this is a very special moment, but you've been for a long time deeply involved with this, and I know in our private discussions as well that you are deeply emotionally also affected by all of this. This is not easy. So, in the context of that, how did you find today? How did you feel today? How did you experience today?
uh, I lost it. I just burst out and cried because
Yeah.
it's such an emotional area for me. But then I must say, I've got somebody that was nagging me and nagging me and nagging me until I one day picked up the phone and I got into contact with Johan right next to me.
I want to just mention to viewers as well that you run, I think, something like a weekly program on YouTube now for some time
Yes,
now, in which you are updating people, telling people about farm murders, farm attacks, the violence on the farms on a regular basis on
yes.
YouTube. Tell me about that.
Johan, I do a weekly, just about every Friday, I do a Friday news flash. In that news flash, I go through the accumulated farmer tax for the week and also an update of where we stand with farmer tax and farm murders for the month so far. And then I speak about what's going on in South Africa and how it affects the safety of our citizens. Now that it's fire season, I present a bit of fire news and look at the different fire maps. And then it's a bit of important dates coming up, like the Christ Monument, cross planting. And then there's also a bit of promotion for a couple of close friends of mine, of which Johan is one. He's doing a tremendous work for us, and you'll get to that in a moment. There's also somebody else, Chris from Lyon. He's very active in the Northern Cape where there's not been rain for several years now, and the farmers are really battling there. And I'm promoting him as well to get to see if we can help him help the people in the Northern Cape.
I'm going to ask you. We've set up this interview within the last 10 minutes or so, so nothing is prepared. I really am touched by the images that I see on the background. As I said, I have also had the privilege of talking to some of the victims. So I have some idea of the pain that you guys and all the families and everybody that is involved is experiencing it. But I'm going to ask you to do something that might be tough. I don't know, Johan, if you could do that, but I would like you just simply to actually walk us to that front row of crosses that you just talked about now. And if you can, share with us some information of some of these families. Take your time if you can. I don't know what the light will be like. I don't know if there will be enough light or not, but if you could do that, I would really, I want to share with the world the heart of the story.
You can take, I don't know if you can see this one, Klaas Konrad. It's a young farmer. He and his family, his wife and 3 children, they stayed in just outside of Rustenburg. And in 2018, while having a braai outside, he was confronted by suspects. He was brutally killed. He was dragged into the house, and his small children saw him actually died in front of them. I was the day after the incident. I was with the family, and we went out to clean the house and to basically move them from the farm and to attend the funeral as well, where you had to sit with, like I said, his wife, very small children between 4 years and 12 years old, to saw their dad passed away in that manner. It's no one deserved to see something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Klaas, would you mind if we go to another cross and ask Johan to share with us the story, if Johan can?
This is Johan Eunice. He passed away. Also had 3 children, and even his son never saw him. He was born about 2 weeks after his dad was the funeral. So he had to grow up, that he had a dad, but he never had a chance to meet his dad. And also the trauma that his sisters and the wife especially had to go through is something that no one really deserves to be part of. And like, you can go on and on and look at these ones. The one here behind, I just saw it, Aaron Zeeman. I was on his farm last week. From Aaron, he's 87, in Jan Kemdorp. He didn't do a fly, any hurt or anything, and he was brutally killed in his house. Again, each of these cases is people don't deserve what comes to them. And it's so sad to stand here, and every year I pray and hope I don't have to see some new matters, but still it happens. And you come here and you walk into these crosses and think to yourself, but why did it happen? And there's no answer to really understand why something like this happened.
Klaas, you're right there amongst these crosses. If you could tell us how many crosses are we talking about over what period?
Johan, the monument was established in 2004, and since then, the crosses that is accumulated is around 3,000. This tomorrow we're planting 23 more murder crosses, and there's also special crosses. There's a couple of replants. So and we discussed it tonight that nobody considers the amount of farm murders between 2004 back to 1994 and also pre-1994. So there is more about farm attacks and farm murders in South Africa than just these 3,000 crosses that's been accumulating since 2004.
Yeah. Johan, it's difficult for me to imagine what it must be like to be there now. You are somewhere between, I think it is Polokwane and Mokopane, if I've got it right. in the language of yesterday, I guess it is Pietersburg and Potgietersrus, and you're in the, is it called the Eysterberg? What goes through your mind if you it's nighttime, and I want to apologize to our viewers if the signal is not very good, but just what goes through your mind when you stand there with your friend Klaas and you look at these crosses?
I said this afternoon to someone, imagine if all these crosses can start speaking, what they will tell us. The trauma, the anxiety that some of these people had to went through and go through when they were brutally assaulted. It's very cold here where we're standing. A matter that comes to mind, the Hartswater matter that happened 3 years ago, in about 3 years, if I'm stated to be corrected, where the Brand family were so brutally killed in the winter, and they were left. Elsie, the daughter, I believe, and we believe that she was maybe still alive, to lie in a field. It breaks your heart. And for family members to also sit with that questions of why did it happen? Why our family? Why did our dad have to go through this? Why did my sister have to be killed in this manner? It makes me so emotional. And I can't really say, you can't put it into words. It's very, very difficult. And the emotions just run away with you. As we came in here from the main road, as I was coming closer, you just feel this anxiety in yourself to think, listen, you're going to a graveyard. I mean, this is a graveyard of how many people that had a nice life. They had good families. They had friends. They were laughing. They had their time. I mean, Hendrik Venter, today is his birthday. He was brutally killed. He was 81 last year on his farm outside of Kuruman. His family is not here. And I mean, they said today, last night I spoke and I had communication with them. And the question is still, but why? And we don't get to an answer for why. And the brutality every time comes up. Take what you want, but it's not for most of these people. They were brutally assaulted, killed, set alight, and it's unexplainable.
Klaas, Prinsloo, Johan Kloppers, I think we're going to leave it there. I'm going to ask you, Klaas, Johan, if you'd be so kind. I'm sitting here far away from home here in Amsterdam. We want the world to see this. The world must see these images. So, Klaas, Johan, I'm going to ask you if you'd be so kind, once we say goodbye to each other, to take some pictures as you are right now, of the crosses and some of the names, so we can put them on the screen. And I want to say thank you very, very, very much for taking the time out. I know that is a deeply emotional time for both of you. Thank you very much. We'll talk again. Johan, we'll be talking next Wednesday. Thanks so much, and the best of luck for tomorrow.